Falcons. Brought to you by G. Willikers, Route 184 in Groton, and New England Home Video, 990 Pequannock Road, also in Groton. And now down to the field, here's Sam Gingerella and Bill Donovan.
So Sam Gingerella, Bill Bobo Donovan here. We're a little bit late because of the inclement weather conditions. We haven't missed much action, though, Bobo. And 11:24 to go. We've had one play from the line of scrimmage. It was Mike Quagan who picked up 20 yards and a first down. On second down, it's Quagan once again, and this time hit right at the line of scrimmage. Well, here we are, Bill. Our second game on Stora Cable. This one between the Ledyard Colonels and the Fitch Falcons. Of course, Fitch last week defeated the Waterford Lancers in better weather at their home field, Dorfield in Groton. This is going to be a little sloppy today, big guy.
Well, the field conditions will be a little bit sloppy as the game progresses. Ledyard 3-0. Fitch Falcons are 2-2 on the season.
All right, 10:49 to go. It's a second down, and we'll call it 9 yards to go from the 45-yard line. The handoff goes to Daggett, and Daggett has first down yardage as he takes it across midfield down to the 45-yard line, and that's going to be good for a first down.
Second first down of the ball game for the Ledyard Colonels, and look for the Colonels to go to Mike Quagan, number 44, and Mike Daggett throughout most of the morning, number 36.
I'm sure they'll try to keep it on the ground if they can. In this kind of wet weather, it's kind of tough to throw the football.
And providing us with stats today, Matt Pirtle of the Norwich Bulletin.
Wide out to the near side as it's 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line of the Fitch Falcons. Here's Daggett again, trying to get outside, cuts it back upfield, and picks up 2 or 3 yards down near the 40-yard line.
So the Colonels on their first possession in Fitch Falcon territory. So far this year, Ledyard has defeated St. Bernard, Stonington, and Killingly. And for the Fitch Falcons, interesting, Sam, they've lost every other week. They lost to West Haven, then defeated East Lyme, lost to Hamden, and then, as you mentioned, last week defeated the Waterford Lancers.
So if they hold true to form, they're going to lose this one. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't want to say that, but I guess you could infer that.
Okay. All right, it's second down. We'll call it about 5. Forson up over the football. Wide out to the far side. He's going to throw down the middle. He's got Daggett, and Daggett was running on. He may go. Mike Daggett's going to score from 45 yards out.
Penalty on a play, though.
A flag down. We'll have to check it out. But they strike with only 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Bobo?
And with the running game established with both Quagan and Daggett running at will, very infrequently you see the Ledyard Colonels pass. Was a good call that time by Bill Mignall and the coaching staff. Unfortunately, it's going to be brought back.
Yep, it's going to be brought back. You saw the official. The illegal procedure call will cost the Colonels 5, but more importantly, Bill, it'll cost him a touchdown.
And what also very often happens, though, is if you have a hold or a penalty right at the line of scrimmage, that's what opens up and makes the play.
Well, Hurricane Lily, now a tropical storm as we speak, Bo, and we're not supposed to get too much of the effects, but we are seeing some of the rain that's being spawned from that tropical storm.
And I can remember 2 conversations with Bill Mignall. Yesterday he told me that they wouldn't cancel a game today, and this morning he told me it never rains here in Ledyard.
Okay. John Shepard wide out to the near side. Scott Bonsell in the slot, and the handoff goes to Quagan. And as you can see, he just squirts forward for a couple. Good second effort by Big Mike.
Again, a good call. Colonels trying to recoup from having that touchdown play called back, go right back up the middle, reestablish the offensive line, and let's see what happens here on a long third down.
Third down, and we'll call it 7 yards to go into the ball game. Dan Pogany for the Colonels. Wide out to the near side again. It's John Shepard. Third down and a passing down. 7 yards to go. Back to throw Forson. Throws it down the far sideline and completes it. And out of bounds at about the 25-yard line goes number 89, John Shepard, but a flag is thrown late on that play.
Flag right at the reception area, so it'd be interesting to see whether or not the offense was pushing or the defense was pushing.
And they say that was Clanton now, so it's Clanton with the reception. 88, not 89. Tough to see through the raindrops that are pitter-pattering down here on our windshield, as it were, Bo.
Also a good call on 3rd and 7. The pass play worked the first time he attempted it. Touchdown call back, so that time again the receiver's wide open.
8:49 to go, first quarter. The Colonels have already had one touchdown called back on a legal procedure play. Now they're knocking on the door again. At about the 15-yard line, it'll be first down and 10. Let's make that the 10-yard line. Tough to see on that field right now.
So it appears it was defensive interference. The reception was good so that the Colonels will have a first down.
All right, at the 10-yard line, first and goal just inside the 10. There you see Forson looking over that defense on first and goal. Looked like somebody moved, but no, it's handed off to Daggett. Daggett breaking tackles inside the 5, down near the 1-yard line. Good running by Mike Daggett.
So with Daggett and Quagan in the backfield, look for the Colonels to keep the ball on the ground and try to run it in for the score.
Second and goal. And now the Falcons send in some beef. Number 75 coming in on that front wall for the Fitch Falcons. And that is Randy Wade. He's a 6'1", 215-pounder, so they're beefing up that front wall. Pro set in the backfield, handoff to Quagan, and Quagan down inside the 5 to about the, well, we'll call it the 4, maybe the 3-yard line. So it'll be third down now, and goal. And what do we got? About 2 yards to go for the touchdown, Bobo.
Second down and a couple of yards. Again, look for the Colonels to keep the ball on the ground.
8:07 to go here in the first quarter.
Take a look at some of our upcoming games that we'll have. We'll be back here again next week. The game time, East Lyme will be here at Ledyard, but probably because of SATs, game will be a 1:30 in the afternoon game. It'll be a little easier for us, huh, Sam?
Yeah, get the dust out of our eyes and the sleep out of our eyes, as it were. Third down now. Forson brings the troops up to the line of scrimmage. Third and goal from the 3-yard line. The handoff to Quagan, and Quagan is in from 3 yards out. Mike Quagan goes in for the score with 7:54 to go, and the Ledyard Colonels break out on top by a score of 6-0 with the extra point coming. Dan Forson, he's an all-around dude. He's going to kick the extra point as well. So take home a movie from New England Home Video. That's 990 Pequannock Road, Groton, where the family can choose from over 10,000 movies, including all the newest and hottest releases. New England Home Video is co-sponsoring today's game.
And for the Ledyard Colonels on their first possession, 73 yards, 9 plays, 4 minutes off the clock.
All right, they're going to go for 2 in this rain-soaked field. So going for the 2-point conversion. Forson back to throw, got a man open in the corner of the end zone, but he didn't hit him. Incomplete. So the extra point is no good, and we've got 7 minutes and 54 seconds to go here in the first quarter at Ledyard High School. With your score, the Ledyard Colonels 6 and the Fitch Falcons nothing. We're going to keep it here, it appears, Bobo. Well, a good opening drive for the Falcons as they take it right down the field. They actually scored twice on that drive.
And from having seen Ledyard in the past, I'm surprised that, especially with the extra point, that they did go to the air, but Bill Mignall must be feeling his team is going to score more than 1 touchdown today. But again, the combination of Quagan and Daggett in the backfield, quarterback able to throw, offensive line looks excellent. And as we look over at the far side, we see the Ledyard band in the middle of the Ledyard stands. But again, because of the weather today, even with a 3-0 team, Sam, not much of a crowd.
Not too much indeed. Not too much on the near side either, as we saw taking care of the weather conditions there. A little wetness on the camera there, I guess.
And maybe a late arriving crowd as the sun starts to break through here.
Late arriving? No, that's just in L.A., Bobo. All right, as you see, the Fitch Falcons are deployed, ready to receive the kickoff after the Ledyard Colonel touchdown. And here's the boot by Mike Quagan. It's a short end-over-end job, fielded at the 35-yard line by number 25 for the Falcons. And that is John Payal, and he gets it out to about the 40-yard line. So a good field position for the Fitch Falcons as Jonathan Payal picks up the short kick by Quagan.
And we get our first look this morning at the Fitch Falcon offense.
All right, let's set it for you, Bobo. At quarterback, number 11, Kevin Lowry. In the backfield, 29, George Johns. Number 31, Joe Lydon is the fullback. Anthony Hall, number 45, is the halfback. The wingman is Kevin, the tight end rather, is Kevin Keating, and the split end is number 30, Eric Baldos. Kevin Keating, number 88, the tight end. We'll set the rest of that offensive line for you in just a second. 1st and 10, that ball handed off to Johns. He picks up a couple before he's met by that front wall of the Ledyard Colonels. Clanton and Alan Glatz make the stop for the Ledyard Colonels. Pickup of just about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And we're also going to get a look at the Ledyard defense for the first time. And again, they are undefeated this year. Ledyard Colonels with a record of 3-0.
Into the ball game now. Number 15 is Bobby Willard, who had a whale of a game last week against the Waterford Lancers. Kicked a 30-yard field goal, had a couple of receptions. An excellent game, and he's in the ball game right now. Back to throw now. Kevin Lowry sprinting out to the far side, has some pressure, and he's going to be hit and sacked by Clanton. And Clanton came all the way from the other side of the field to make the stop. A great job of coming from the backside that time, Bobo, to catch up with Kevin Lowry, who didn't even see him.
Missed block that time. Clanton, as you mentioned, went from his right to his left to make the sack, and Fitch offense will have to make the adjustment there because there was time enough to throw the ball, except Clanton got by his defender.
Clanton, a great job of pursuit there, and Richard Twilley is into the ball game for the first time. Coming out is Kevin Keating on 3rd down and 11 for the Fitch Falcons. Kevin Lowry on a passing down. He has a straight eye in the backfield. Split out wide out to the far side, and they go with that wing back reverse, and that's not going to fool anyone as it's plowed under right at the line of scrimmage.
And anyone that knows Ledyard Colonel football knows that you're not going to make too much ground gain on the running up the middle against the Colonels.
And Bobby Willard will have to kick it away.
Upcoming schedule on Channel 36. As we mentioned, next week we'll be here again at Ledyard against East Lyme. Then we go over to Stonington as Montville will take on Stonington. Ledyard at New London at Stonington, and Thanksgiving, Stonington at Westerly.
All right, back deep to kick it away. The Falcons from their own 40-yard line. A low driving kick, the kind you can return, but it hits on the hop at the 20. Now picked up inside the 10, 15-yard line is number 21, Scott Bonzal, and he returns it back to about the 25-yard line.
And we noticed our first effects of the slippery field on that play, Sam.
Not only that, but this old Scotzo had a little bit of trouble trying to pick that one up. Mike Murphy was the punter on that play for the Falcons. I think I said that Bobby Willard was back deep, but Bobby's the extra point and the field goal man. 5:14 to go, first quarter. Ledyard leading at 6-0, and they have the football, and they've dominated things here in the first quarter under these adverse conditions. Second possession of the ball game for the Colonels, and they go right up the gut again. Mike Quagan. Excuse me, that's Daggett. Pickup of a couple.
And the Colonels on their first possession, in case you just tuned in, took the ball 9 plays, 73 yards, and scored. Used up 4 minutes on the clock, so they lead it, as Sam mentioned, 6-0, early stages of the first quarter.
4 minutes, 36 seconds to go on the clock rolling here at wet Ledyard High School. Forson on 2nd down, and we'll call it 10 from the 25. Turns and hands it to Quagan. And boy, I tell you, he lost yardage on that play as Keating was there first. And he had some help from Twilley and Mike Murphy.
Looked like a bit of a mix-up in the backfield that time. Big play here for the Fitch Falcon defense as they have an opportunity to try to hold the Ledyard Colonels and force them to punt deep in their own territory.
Joe Liddon was there defensively for the Falcons as well, and it's 3rd down now and still very long yardage, 3rd and 11, just inside their own 25-yard line. I'm sure the Falcons would like to pin them back deep and maybe get some field position out after this punt.
It looks like the Falcon defense has made some adjustments.
3rd down and 11. Back to throw Forson, got some pressure, steps into the pocket, releases down the middle, and almost picked off by Bobby Willard. Willard is a heck of an athlete. He plays soccer as well. We mentioned last week had a whale of a ball game, kicked a 30-yard field goal that would have been good from 40, and he had a couple of receptions, made a couple of key tackles, and here he almost picks one off.
Bobby Willard again had an opportunity to catch that ball. I'm sure he'd like to have the chance back. Had about 25, 30 yards clear sailing in front of him had he come up with the interception.
You're right, down that far sideline was wide open. Back deep for the Falcons, number 12, Jeff Delos Reyes to receive the punt. by the Ledyard Colonels. And Forson back there gets it off. It's a low, wobbly kick. It'll hit at the 45 or 6-yard line and then take a Falcon roll back about another yard, so at about the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Fitch Falcons. 3:35 to go here in the first quarter. 6-0 your score. The Ledyard Colonels leading it on about a 2-yard jaunt by number 44, Mike Quagan, into the end zone. They actually scored twice. Daggett on the pass reception was called back on the illegal procedure play. That was about a 45-yarder. And then they were able to pick up the first down, drive it down the field, and Quagan scored from 2 yards out.
Second opportunity for the Fitch Falcon offense.
1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. It's wet, believe me, folks. It's going to get slippery before this one's over, and somebody jumps, and it's just going to be a matter of whether it was a Falcon that moved first, because you saw the defensive man make contact, and it was either the offensive guard on that side or tackle who jumped and pulled across Jason Gorman from that far defensive tackle position on the far side of the field, and that'll cost the Fitch Falcons 5 yards. And Bobo, the way they've been struggling early, they can't afford a penalty on first down.
For a while there, I thought it was a great play by the Falcons. I thought they had a delayed count to try to draw Ledyard offside, but it was not the case.
Marcus Clack into the ball game. He's wide out to the near side, and they hand it off to the big fullback, Joe Liddon. And Liddon picks up, 2 or 3 yards of that penalty, but does not get back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 2nd down and still about, call it 13 yards.
And as we mentioned in the first possession, that the Fitch Falcons had to run the ball against the Colonels up the middle is difficult, so that we're going to have to see some sweeps or some passing to open it up a little bit.
Eric Baldo's back into the ball game for Clack as head coach Mike Ellis platooning here, running plays in from the sidelines. 2:32 to go. 2nd down, 13 from their own 44, the Fitch Falcons, trailing 6-0. The pitch out goes on the turf and picked up nicely by Johns, but he's going to be trapped in the backfield. Good play by Johns there just to hang on to the football. David Rack and James Clanton made the stop for the Colonels, but I'll tell you what, that was a dangerous play.
So, Sam, when you look at this Ledyard Colonel team and look at the record and look at the fact that they've defeated St. Bernard, Stonington, and Killingly, all 3 good teams, we've got to look at our broadcast on November 3rd when Ledyard will take on New London at New London.
That'll be a big ball game. Very interesting one, I'm sure. 1 minute, 48 seconds to go here in the first quarter. A loss on the play of a couple. 3rd down, 13. The handoff to Johns. He's got some running room as they ran a sprint draw and surprised the Colonels. He gets about 5 or 6 yards, but it's going to be far short of a first down. But they seemed like they caught the Colonel defense a little bit off guard with that sprint draw, but not enough for the first.
Shows some quickness, but again, the secondary on that Ledyard Colonel defensive line was able to stop him for a little bit of a game.
All right, back to punt is Murphy again from his own, we'll call it for 35-yard line. A good snap. He gets it away. High, wobbly kick coming down to about the 15-yard line. Returning to the far sideline is number 21, Bonsal. And he returns it to what? Just about the 22-yard line, Bobo?
Yeah, and what you've got to do is you've got to tell your defenders on this particular play that the ball is slippery, go down and hit hard, and perhaps you can pick the ball up and take advantage of a punting situation. So the Colonels will have it for the 3rd time here in the first quarter.
Just outside their own 20-yard line. They roll the clock, and we're under a minute to go here in the first quarter. This ball game co-sponsored by New England Home Video. Stop by. We're in a couple of those hot titles. Here's the handoff to Daggett. Daggett, good yardage, Bobo. Almost to the first down sticks.
And I guess it'll be the Mike show. Mike Daggett, Mike Quagan. Quagan scored earlier on a 2-yard run. First possession for the Colonels.
The Mike and Mike show, huh?
Mike and Mike.
Sounds good to me, M&M. 43 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Colonels leading it 6-0. Hope you're enjoying this one on cable channel 36. Jack McDonald will rejoin us next week. Maybe we'll get the whole crew back for one of these broadcasts, Bobo. Tight in the backfield. The handoff goes to, I think that's Quagan again, for short yardage. Kind of a curious call there, Bobo, as they brought everybody in tight and just went for a short yardage play there. Kind of strange call, don't you think?
Well, you can't question the master, Bill Mignall. I'm sure he's doing a great job mixing the plays up. So it's just a situation where we are going to watch what they do. But they've been able to open up the running game. They've been able to pass at will. And that first quarter, which has just ended, dominated by the Colonels.
If you're dining out for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, try G. Willikers, Southeastern Connecticut's most popular eatery, featuring an extensive 16-page menu with daily specials, casual dining, and reasonable prices. It will make you say G. Willikers. Route 184 in Groton. We'll have more football action after the...
All in all, not too bad. Field conditions are not that unbelievable, considering the rain we've had.
Well, when you think that it's October and the grass is still green, apparently the field is taking the water pretty well.
Oh, yeah, but it is rather mild today. Temperature's got to be close to 70 degrees. Getting a bit breezy, though, as we look to the far side. The flag was draped around the pole. Now it's picking up from our right to our left. That's behind the Ledyard Colonels now, so they'll have the wind advantage here in the second quarter. As you can hear the Fitch Falcon marching band in the background. Here's the crossbuck to Bonsall, and he gets it out across the 40-yard line, out near the 45, a pickup of about 3 or 4. That'll bring up third down and a long 3, short 4.
Bonsall, the favorite pass receiver for the Ledyard Colonels, also gets the ball, as we just saw on that play, on an end around. But look for Clanton, Quagan again, and Daggett as the favorite running backs for the Ledyard Colonels.
Third down, and we'll call it 4 yards to go for the Colonels from their own 34-yard line. The Colonels clad in their home black with the gold pants and the piping down the sides. The handoff goes to Daggett, and Daggett's got a first down or more. He may go. Look at that. Coast to coast, wire to wire. Daggett from 45, 55 yards away. Mike Daggett makes it 12-0. Just like that, he just broke the defense, and once he cut it to the outside, nobody was going to catch him, Bobo.
Great blocking up the middle, good speed, broke to his left. It was just a matter of whether or not he was going to catch him, and showed the good speed, so no problem at all. And the Ledyard Colonel band happy over there.
Oh, yeah. Well, they got to love it as they're up 12-0 with the extra point attempt coming. 11:08 to go in the second quarter. Bo?
Be interesting to see this time if they go in the air, they show us a kicking game.
Well, I'm sure they'd like to get 2 points on the board and make it 14 and even things out. And they are going to go for 2 points. Dan Forson. Back to throw. Down the near sideline. Got a man open. It looked like the same play they ran the last time, Bo. And again, it fails. So twice they've run almost exactly the same play and with the same result. So incomplete pass on both extra point attempts. And it's 12-0 instead of 14.
And 12-0 on that touchdown drive. Took a minute 54 seconds. Only 4 plays, 73 yards. And you saw the exciting touchdown run. Showed some good quickness.
Yeah, Mike Daggett, once he broke it into the secondary, just outran that Falcon defense for the touchdown to make it 12-0. 11:08 to go here in the first half.
So Mike Daggett and Mike Quagan both on the boards with touchdowns this morning for the Ledyard Colonels, and I'm sure we're going to see a little bit more of that. But what the Colonels are going to have to work on looking forward to that big game against New London are their extra point attempts.
Getting ready for the ensuing kick. 11:08 to go, second quarter. The Fitch Falcons a little bit shell-shocked here as they've been scored upon twice. They led the Waterford Lancers by a score of 17-0 into the third quarter, and then the Lancers came charging back. So the last few quarters, the half of the third quarter of the Waterford game and the fourth quarter, they've been dominated. All right, here's the kick by Quagan. Again, it's a short end-over-end job taken by Johns at the 20. George Johns with some running room, trying to get to the outside and find his blockers. He's finally knocked off his pins close to the 45-yard line. Was that Johns or Jason Teague? I think it was Teague.
Let's take a look at the first quarter stats compliments of Matt Pirtle of the Norwich Bulletin. For the Fitch Falcons, only gained 9 yards on 6 running attempts, no first downs. For the Ledyard Colonel, Mike Quagan, 6 carries, 24 yards. Mike Daggett, 3 carries for 16 yards. And for Forson, 1 out of 2 for 29 yards. 6 first downs for the Ledyard Colonels in that first quarter.
So you can see they're dominating this football game and doing it on the ground. Now we've got an official timeout on the field. I'd like to remind you to take home a movie from New England Home Video. That's 990 Pequannock Road in Groton, where the family can choose from over 10,000 movies, including all the new, hottest releases. I'm sure you'll be over there tonight, right, Bobo?
And with that long
Pick one
touchdown,
up on the way home?
I'll pick up 2 on the way home.
Okay. I'll be over with the popcorn.
All right. And as a matter of fact, they might want to get some popcorn and watch this broadcast on Story Cable 36.
There
and
you go.
What I'm thinking of also, Sam, is Mike Daggett, I'm sure, is looking forward to that 100-yard game today.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Don't know whether he'll get it or not, but I'm sure he would like to.
16 yards in the first quarter, that long touchdown run, so he's 3/4 of the way there already.
With the timeout on the field, 10:47 to go, 12-0. The score, the Ledyard Colonels leading it here early in the second quarter of play. And is it my imagination or is it getting darker? I don't know if it can get any worse. The wind is whipping up, the rain coming down. This reminds me of old-time football, though, Bo. You got the natural turf, you got the rain coming down. This is get sloppy, dirty football.
And once you're wet, you're wet. And the fans that are here knew that it was going to rain, and Bill Mignall, of course, would admit to it. But hey, this is going to be a knock-em-out, drag-em-out, rough, tough game here today in the rain.
And then you get a look at those pits from down and dirty, right alongside. That's what it looks like from the field level.
Little delay of the game that time.
Well, I'll tell you what, no excuse for that because the Falcons had a timeout.
And we've got to send at least one more week of Free Sports Channel out to Matt for his stats of the game today.
Free Sports Channel, huh?
Free Sports Channel.
My goodness. How do I get in on that?
Well, first of all, you got to move down to this area.
That would help. 1st and 5, so we'll have to check the penalty. 1st and 5, the handoff goes to Johns. He's going to lose half of that penalty yardage as he's hitting the backfield. Great defensive play and great penetration by the right side of that defensive line. There first, I believe, is Clanton once again, number 88, James Clanton. And Glatz was there as well, so great defense
And
for
Falcons
the Fitch Falcons.
Falcons are looking for their first down of the morning.
Ooh.
So things have been a little bit slow for that Fitch Falcon offense.
It's been dark and gloomy, and dark and gloomy for the Falcons as well offensively. A handoff up the middle. Excuse me, the fake handoff, and back to throw went Lowry, and he is sacked behind the line of scrimmage. So things going in reverse now for the Falcons as the rain really begins to pelt down and that wind is picking up. Hello, Lily.
Yeah, looking like the back end of a hurricane with the dark skies, the clouds moving the way they are, and just a little spitting of the rain coming down, but I'm sure it's aggravating to the people outside.
I'm sure that wind in the face of the Falcons also aggravating, as now they're going to face a 3rd down and about 12. This is certainly a passing down. Let's see what they do with it. Now they're going to pitch it out to Johns on the far side, and Johns going to be tracked down by 57 Alan Glatz once again. Far short of the first down, and the Falcons will have to kick it away. And here come the rain.
Ledyard Colonels lead it 12-0. They don't postpone football games because of the rain, do they?
Well, they don't in Ledyard. Get an arc, somebody. Where is Noah when you need him? 9:02 to go. This is almost like a night game now, Bobo. Murphy back to kick. He gets it underway. High, wobbly kick. Fielded by Bonsal. He's trying to find some running room. He breaks in the clear. Bonsal may go all the way. Yes, indeed. He's got a convoy, and he's going to go all the way for the touchdown. Scott Bonsal, where did he pick that? About the 40-yard line. About a 60-yard return by Scott Bonsal for the touchdown. I don't see a flag anywhere. It'll count.
So 3rd opportunity for Bonsal to return the punt. Today he busted it for the touchdown, and he's not feeling the effects of the rain and cold weather and slippery ball.
Well, I tell you, just as he received that football, the rain just came down in monsoon fashion, and he just gathered it in nice and easy. And scamper down the near sideline, 69 yards, touchdown. It's 18-0.
So the question now is, will the Colonels keep it on the ground as they go for the extra point?
Question now is, will they call off the dogs and put in some second stringers? They're going to go for the 2-point conversion once again. Let's see if they run that same play. No, they hand it off this time to Quagan, I believe. Excuse me, that's Daggett, and once again, he's stopped short of the goal line, so the extra point attempt is no good.
If you're dining out for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, try G. Willikers, Southeastern Connecticut's most popular eatery, featuring an extensive 16-page menu with daily specials, casual dining, and reasonable prices. It will make you say G. Willikers, Route 184.
Well, ladies and gents, it is certainly getting interesting outside. The rain is pelting down. The wind has picked up dramatically since we left. 8:41 to go, and this, I think, is the worst I've seen it for a football game.
It's like tornado-type winds and driven rain, so that it's going to be an interesting morning here as we still have 8:41 left in the second quarter. So we've got a whole second half and the majority of this quarter to go. And look at this, to have to hold the kickoff.
That's right. You can tell how sloppy it is down there by that shot. As the Colonels deploy, getting ready to kick it off.
Could get kind of sloppy out there. These kids are never going to forget this game.
I don't think so. Here's the kick by Quigg, and another short one. And they're just going to handle it and fall down right at the 40-yard line, about the 39. 8:38 to go. Has there ever been a case where a high school game was called like at halftime or something? Or they have to play this one. They have to finish this out, don't they?
Well, yeah, once they've started, unless it really gets bad, and it's, of course, dangerous for the players to continue.
Sure.
Lightning might stop it, but I don't know whether we're going to have any lightning.
Right now, I don't hear any thunder or lightning. It's just it's a monsoon-type rain.
At some point, we should try to get a shot of the flag and also the scoreboard so that people can really see how hard the wind is blowing.
Maybe we can set that one up. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Flag flies. There goes the whistles blow, and that'll stop the play.
Looked like one of the Colonels was just a little bit aggressive that time.
Offside, maybe?
Yeah, looked like he went to the neutral zone.
Into that famous neutral zone, yep. Lined up over the football, so it'll be a 5-yard penalty. That's probably been the most effective play of the game so far for the Fitch Falcon offense. They've had a rough time here.
Falcons have had 2 1st and 5s. Last time they weren't able to take advantage of the Colonels being in the neutral zone. Now they have another 1st and 5, and they're looking for their first down.
And there's the flag. There's the shot we wanted. You can see that wind whipping and the clock running with 8:09 to go. I hand off to Johns, and he's got short yardage. 2, maybe 3. Let's give him 2. David Rack made the stop with some help from number 32 for the Ledyard Colonels. That's Tom Tchaikovsky, not the famous composer.
So I just keep on remembering what Bill Mignall told me. It does not rain in Ledyard.
That's right. And you can see how much it's not raining right now. About 4 inches worth of not raining. In motion to the far side. The handoff goes to Johns again. Off tackle. Johns with some running room. Cuts it back. Breaks a couple of tackles. Picks up his first down. Scott Bonsall made the stop, but a first down for the Falcons.
Falcon first down.
The Falcon fortunes are turning here a little bit.
And the fans just outside of us are cheering their Falcons on. And would like to remind you that you're tuning into the best of the local Eastern Connecticut Conference high school football on Star Cable, Channel 36.
I got to tell you, I got to tip the hat to the camera people today, because I'll tell you, this is about as bad as it gets. We're inside nice and dry. They're outside taking all these nice pictures. 7:05 to go, 1st and 10. The Falcons in Colonel territory for the first time of the ball game. Back to throw. Lowry loops it down the sideline, and they say he caught it in bounds. Is that Keating? I thought he was out of bounds. No, it isn't Keating. It's number 81 in the ball game for the Fitch Falcons, Jesse Hayes. But I thought he might have been out of bounds, Bobo.
Looked close, but again, if you saw the shot on our expert camera, you know that it was just within the confines of the football field. No problem.
They have hazard duty pay for these camera people today.
Definitely.
2nd down and 5. We'll call it 6. A pickup of 4 on the pass. Motion to the far side, and again, crossing the line of scrimmage there is number 46 for the Ledyard Colonels on defense. Scott Robbins, one of the tackles, crossing and making contact. I'll tell you what, the Fitch Falcons are beginning to have a steady diet of these offside calls. They're moving the football. They're getting a little bit of a drive going here.
And we've had 3 people scoring for the Ledyard Colonels: Mike Quagan, Mike Daggett, and Scott Bonsall.
18-0. The Ledyard Colonels leading this one in the middle of a monsoon. Second down and short, about a half yard to go. Here's the handoff to Johns, and he's got the first down. Chasing him down from the backside was number 54, Jason Gorman. Seems like he's been around for years, doesn't it? But he's only a junior.
He's only a junior, and thinking about that run back on the punt by Scott Bonsall, it's not very often you see that in high school football.
No, but we did see a lot of it when a guy named Jamal Johnson was playing for the New London Whalers.
So
he was electric city back there, running back some of those punts. 6:21 to go, 18-0 you score from Ledyard High School. And here's Johns trying the near side of the field this time, and not much running room there. Glatz on the tackle. And I tell you, this is when the pits start to really turn into the pits.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about going over to the the New England home video, Sam.
Oh, yeah? Pick up one of those hot new releases?
Got it.
Okay.
Flag
6:01, and the clock is stopped now as we have a flag, as you so adroitly pointed out, Bobo. Jack McDonald doing a game today, huh?
Jack is officiating up at Plainfield High School.
Is that a morning game?
Morning game. And the wind
I
and
wonder,
the rain is
yeah,
coming this way now.
I wonder what type of conditions they have up there. Probably much the same, I would
Similar
presume.
to what we're having here, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Now, when they get that dome built, we won't run into this problem.
The Mignol Dome?
The Mignol Dome.
Yeah.
Penalty's going to play. It looks like it's going to give the Falcons another first down.
A 15-yarder. So I tell you what, the Falcons have really been aided by penalties in this particular drive. I think that's, what, the third or the fourth penalty in this drive alone. 5:52 to go before halftime. And they'll be back at halftime drying off, I presume. The handoff to Liddon, and Joe Liddon trying to break free. And I believe that was Alan Glatz who had a hold of the jersey and just would not let go.
Well, 2 things can happen with that Ledyard defense. You can either tighten up a little bit and become more aggressive because of the 18-0 lead, or on the other hand, may perhaps become a little complacent and not as sharp because the Falcons have moved the ball better on this drive than any of their previous opportunities this morning.
Well, it seems like they have lost a little bit of their concentration because, as you mentioned, they're just being penalized to death here on this drive. Second down and roughly 12 yards to go. Motion to the far side. Here's the pitch to Johns, and Johns is just going to try to cut, but he slips and falls right at the line of scrimmage. Chasing him down was Clint Robinson, and also number 52, Brent Yeomans.
And Sam, at the current time, the weather and the field conditions are going to take that particular type of a run away. You're not going to be able to sweep, as we just saw John's attempt to do. It's just the footing is not that good.
Now you see the rain pelting down. All right. We're having some technical difficulties on the field, so we're going to try and bring you this one from the head up. But the ball is handed off, and short yardage on the play. There we go. Now we're back in the action. This type of weather really puts a strain on not only the players, but those of us trying to cover them. Fourth down, and there you see the wet weather. It is nasty, folks. It's really pelting down. And you can see it's a little sloppy. There's the football. Imagine trying to hang on to that thing in this kind of weather.
No, you hang on to the football, but keep your footing and try to see with the...
How about stay alive?
Try to see who's got the ball.
Okay. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. We're going to take a break after this play. Back to throw is Lowry down the middle and almost picked off. Almost picked off by Pogany. And with 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go here in the first half, let's take a quick timeout. and we'll be back. 3:21 to go, and the sky has caved in here, folks.
And John Donnellan from the Compass is talking about building an ark and getting the animals stacked 2 by 2, or 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
What
One
is that
male,
for?
one female.
One male, one female, so we
There you
can
go.
continue on here.
There's the look at it from ground level. A handoff to Daggett, and you can see him spun down by number 76. That's Mike Murphy. Came across from his defensive tackle position. Made a heck of a play.
So the Colonels have dominated the first half of play. They've got that 18-0 lead, so that I would say that for all practical purposes, Bill Mignault and the Ledyard Colonels can pretty much dictate, along with the weather, the way the rest of this ball game will go.
I'm sure they'll stick it to the ground and keep it there because they don't want to give the Falcons any life. We'll stick with this ground level camera because we're just having trouble with some of the other equipment because of all this rain and wind. Once that moisture gets in there, it's awful tough to deal with.
Well, Scott Bonsall ran for that punt return for the touchdown. I heard some noise upstairs, so that, you know, it was windy, it was rainy, and he was running, and there was all kinds of things shaking around us. So perhaps that's
maybe somebody fell down.
Filming above us has some problems. But it's
Maybe.
dry inside the booth.
It certainly is. Although I tell you what, when it really started coming down there for a minute, it started to splash in from our little cubbyhole over here.
Time out on the field. Looks like they're having coffee this morning.
2 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the first half of this one. Ledyard Colonels with a comfortable 18-0 lead, and you see the Fitch coaching staff talking things over with their defense.
And had the Colonels been able to execute on their extra points, we really would have had some deuces wild up on the board.
Yeah, it would have been 22-0 with 2:22 to go in the second game of our season.
Second down.
Second down and 20 to go in the second quarter.
Wow.
You talk about a royal flush. My goodness. All right. All right, second down. We're going to stay with our ground level look at this one while we try and get some protection for our other higher level cameras. There you see the ball batted away by the defensive safety, Jeff Delos Reyes. Good defensive play by Jeff.
And it's unbelievable, as we both agree that the Colonels would dictate what happened in the rest of the ball game with this big lead. They go to the air.
Amazing, isn't it? Bill Mignault must be listening and just trying to cross us up. That's the only thing I can figure. So it'll bring up a third down now and about 20 yards to go. Not fit for man nor beast. Look at that. That's the trenches, folks. Third down and 20. Back to throw. Oh, they faked the throw, and they run the sprint draw to Bonsall, and he fooled not only us, but he fooled almost the entire Falcon defense and picked up, well, a good 15 yards, but still going to be about 5, maybe 6 yards shy of the first down.
So Bonsall again looking good running the ball along with Mike Daggett and Mike Quagan. And we mentioned earlier that Mike Daggett might reach that 100-yard mark today, but I don't think he's handled the ball too many times recently.
A good call by the Colonels, that sprint draw. And we've got a timeout. So there's a break in the action. We've got 1 minute, 49 seconds to go here before halftime. Your score, Ledyard 18, and the Fitch Falcons nothing. We're back at Ledyard High School. Sam Gingerella, Bill Donovan. Jack McDonald will join us next week. 1:28 to go. The kick was a good one by Dan Forson. Just knocked it out of bounds back at the Falcon 24-yard line. So with 1:28 to go, the Falcons, do you think they may just kind of try to pack it in here before halftime?
Well, knowing Mike Ellis, I think that they'll really try to score if they can. Mike Daggett is the leading ground gainer of the morning. 7 carries for 80 yards.
All right, back to throw. Lowry, they're not going to be conservative, and he's hit and sacked behind the line of scrimmage. And that's number 84, Dan Rack. David Rack, excuse me, on the sack. Rack on the sack.
And Mike Quagan for the Ledyard Colonels scored their first touchdown on a 2-yard run, and he's carried the ball 6 times for 24 yards. Good one, Sam. That was nice. That was good.
You like that? Rack on the sack.
A little entertaining.
Yeah. Wonderful. You need everything you can on a day like this when it's so gloomy and it's 18-0.
We need a little something.
I might even have to sing as the second half.
No, you don't have to sing.
All right.
I don't think we're that desperate yet. I'll let you know.
So we'll have some crack stats from Matt Pirtle as we begin the second half of play today.
1:14 to go before halftime. 18-0. Colonel's leading it.
Maybe it'll just be Matt stats.
Yeah, maybe.
Ledyard Colonels have completely dominated play in the first half. Fitch Falcons, I believe, with what? 2 first downs, Sam?
Something like that. But, you know, this Ledyard team loves to play in this stuff. You know what I mean?
Let's make it 3. Just checking to see if Matt was paying attention. 3 first downs for the Falcons.
3. This is the kind of weather the Ledyard Colonels like. You know, they rock 'em, sock 'em, keep it on the ground. Very conservative. They've got the kind of power game that is better suited to this type of weather.
And this,
obviously.
This type of a day also reminds me, again, of being in Ledyard, and it never rains in Ledyard, of a homecoming game that we did on a local radio station about 4 years ago when Mrs. Bill Mignot was up here keeping her recently done hair dry because it was pouring like this, even though it doesn't rain.
Never rains in Southern California or Ledyard, Connecticut. Second down and long. Handoff right up the middle and not much doing there, as you can see. And the clock will roll with 1:06 to go. You think there'll be a few dirty jerseys to clean come Sunday morning?
I'm going to try out that new detergent.
Yep.
Second half is going to really be sloppy, and you were calling earlier for having some of the subs come in for Ledyard, but that's really asking for it, trying to identify the players with muddy jerseys.
It sure is. Well, you can never expect the expected in high school football. That's for darn sure. 31 seconds to go before halftime. I'm sure the Falcons are, well, I was going to say I'm sure they'll just settle down and try to run out the clock, but no way, Jose, as they throw the football. Incomplete, intended for Johns. It'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, it's difficult to pan in on the officials today. I recognize just one from this distance. Bill Murphy is in the backfield, and he's a former principal out at Waterford High School.
Good old Bill. 23 seconds to go before halftime. 18-0. The Colonels leading the Fitch Falcons. This kind of a day is good for those home videos, don't you think, Paul?
Certainly is. Nothing better to do, but as you mentioned, get some popcorn and a home video from New England home video and sit back and watch
Relax.
the movie.
Here's the punt, fielded by Pogany, and he dropped the knee down at the 47-yard line, and that's where the Ledyard Colonels will have it, 1st and 10.
And you notice that time that they kept the ball away from number 21 of Ledyard Colonels, Scott Bonsall.
They did indeed, and it worked.
Haven't seen too many other high school coaches here scouting today, and I'm sure that they'll be watching this game on Star Cable Channel 36.
You mean they'll be scouting via the airwaves? Is that legal? Here's the pass downfield, going for the gut, and incomplete, intended for Daggett. Really going for the throat there on the final play before halftime. Bill Mignol saying, what the heck, let's air it out. And boy, I'll tell you what, it almost worked. Paget was open.
And I'm seeing a different type coached game here today by Bill Mignol and Ledyard Colonels. They've opened it up, the offense a little bit, and I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, they did open it up and really going for the jugular there on that final play before halftime. Daggett, not Paget. And he was open by a good couple of yards. So that's going to do it. That's the end of the first half of play from Monsoon Central. After one half, your score, the Ledyard Colonels 18 and the Fitch Falcons nothing. Nice to be back with you doing another game here. We're at halftime here at Ledyard High School where the Colonels are leading the Falcons 18-0, and it's been raining like crazy out there. The field conditions are going to just get worse.
Rain, heavy winds, dominated by the Ledyard Colonels. We're going to have some stats for you from Matt Pearl of the Norwich Bulletin. We're going to talk about women in the men's locker room, and we'll talk to John Donnellan, too, who's been following the Fitch Falcons this year, and have a few things for you here at halftime.
All right, once again, 18-0, the Ledyard Colonels leading the Fitch Falcons. Why don't we bring in our statistician here, who's doing a special job filling in for us. Bobo?
All right, Matt, why don't you come on in? Matt's with the Norwich Bulletin, and today Matt is filling in for Jack McDonald, who is one of our broadcast mates here on Stora Cable 36, and he is officiating a ball game today. So, Matt, why don't we run through the stats, and they look kind of lopsided today with the Ledyard Colonels, not only with the lead 18-0, but also dominating with the stats.
Oh, there's no doubt. I think the key is the difference in running. If you look, Ledyard's rushed 15 times for 121 yards, where Fitch has 18 carries and a net loss of 9 yards. That includes 4 sacks, too. And the big difference, too, is the only thing that's actually keeping Fitch from staying out of this game is Ledyard has 65 yards in penalties, which Bill Mignall, I'm sure, is very upset with.
So Mike Wagan on a 2-yard run, Mike Daggett with a long run, and then Scott Bonsall showing a little bit with the special team, scoring on a 69-yard punt return, so that Ledyard Colonels have dominated. And we, again, want to thank you for doing the stats for us today. We'll have stats as the game continues. But the talk of the country is the fact that there has been controversy at the New England Patriot game, and then some of the other NFL teams are following suit by not allowing women into the locker room. So your thoughts on what could be done to eliminate that problem?
Well, first of all, most of the women at that level are very professional about their job. They're not going in there for a peek at the players. They're just trying to do their job. Some solutions have been proposed, give the players more time for showers, but anytime you get an evening game, you're talking a serious deadline. You run into an extra inning baseball game, and these people are facing deadlines. So I think what they have to do is, I think the men just have to accept it like men and realize that the women are doing it professionally and let things be the way they were before.
And what I noticed back in '86 and '88 at Fenway Park, whenever there was a playoff, American League Championship playoff or World Series, they normally had a press area set up away from the locker room where they'd have the players that the fans would want to hear from there so that the media could meet with them.
And most of the time that was set up just because of the onslaught of the media. And I think if you run into that, if you do that all the time, you're going to have problems with the deadlines. And as you probably remember back in '86 and '88, that it took a lot longer to get those interviews done than it would during a normal regular season game.
And as you can see from our field camera, it is still raining very hard here at Ledyard High School, where the Colonels have an 18-0 lead over the Fitch Falcons. And we're going to put you in a position of being a coach right now. What does Mike Ellis and the Fitch Falcons have to do in the second half to get back in the ball game?
Well, they're going to have to try something. They're going to need a big play, special teams play or something. They've tried to run up the middle. They can't. Ledyard's dominated. They've tried to run outside. They can't because of the weather. It's horrible condition for passing. They've already been sacked 4 times. So what he needs to do is get a big special teams play just to get that first touchdown and then try to establish something offensively. And they really have to settle down stopping Ledyard. The Colonels have run up the middle all day, and they've rushed for over 100 yards in one half alone.
Matt Pearl from the Norwich Bulletin, thanks for being with us at halftime.
Thanks, Bill.
It's 18-0 at halftime. The Ledyard Colonels ahead of the Fitch Falcons. We'll be back with John Donnellan of the Compass right after we take this break. Stay with us. All right, Bill Donovan back at Ledyard High School. It's halftime, and it's raining. The Colonels lead the Fitch Falcons 18-0, and joining me, the sports editor of the Compass, John Donnellan. And John, just quickly, what are the Falcons going to have to do in the second half?
Again, as Matt said, they haven't had much success doing really much of anything. The best weapon has been some Ledyard mistakes, penalties, things of that nature. They're going to have to get a big play. They get the opening kick here in the second half, I believe, so this might be a good chance for them to try and do something, get a big play, maybe start a drive and get back in the game.
And quickly, your solution to the problem of having either women in men's locker rooms or vice versa?
Well, it's a difficult situation to begin with. As Matt was saying, with deadlines, you can possibly maybe extend the cool down period to let the players get a chance to get dressed and stuff. But if deadline becomes that much of a problem, it would seem a neutral area, a semi-private press area, would be another solution.
All right, John Donlin from the Compass, thanks for being with us at halftime.
Thank you.
We'll be back with the third quarter action from Ledyard High School right after this. Stay with us.